In the last episode, we left the Aeolian Islands to start our 300 nautical mile passage across the Tyrrhenian Sea towards Corsica. The winds had been light, but we were making good progress under the big pink spinnaker. Join us now as we battle virtually windless conditions, mixed with lightning storms and just the occasional breeze. This is Intrepid Bear, a 40-foot sailboat off to explore the world with her crew Ian and Kate.
Come aboard and let's see what's out there.
Oh, good morning. It's 7 o'clock. We're currently on a course over ground of 26 degrees, so we're going north east at the moment. Our speed over ground is 0.8 and our VMT is 0.1, so we're going the wrong way. But as our heading is actually 67, what I've ended up doing, this will sound really weird, is jibing northerly, because the spinnaker is set for wind coming over the port bow, because that's what it was doing when Ian went off watch. I've just turned the boat around. It's taken a very long time because there's very little steerage, and put her on the opposite heading, and we've that's kept the wind on the right side, and we've gradually just floated, because it's probably not only sailing, floating our way northerly. So in the 3 hours at least since I've been off watch, we've probably covered no mileage whatsoever. I've managed to keep the wind on the right side of the sail. I've managed to keep us drifting in a northerly direction. And effectively, I think I've been driving my way as I drift northerly up to the Tyrrhenian Sea. It is so flat. Pilot off course. Sorry, there's so little wind, the autopilot can't drive. In fact, I have turned the autopilot off several times and there's not enough wind or anything to change anything, so...
Despite the totally glassy appearance of the sea, there was the lightest of zephyrs blowing, so we jibed the spinnaker and slowly worked the boat back onto her course. So yeah, Kate spent the share shift until 8 o'clock this morning, wrestling absolutely no wind in the boat, just spinning in circles basically. We kind of knew this was going to happen, and I think I heard Kate saying it, but anyway, the daytime here is it's quite often calm first thing in the morning, and there is the slightest breath of wind now, and you can see that the cruising chute, the spinnaker, is inflated, or is flying just. It's not flying much, but there is ripples on the water. The first ripples are coming, and there's a few more over there. The wind did not fill in as I thought it might, and after a few hours drifting I imagined the sailors of old with no diesel engine to help, and I was put in mind of some verses from the rhyme of the ancient mariner. All in a hot and copper sky, the bloody sun at noon, right above the mast did stand, no bigger than the moon. Day after day we stuck, nor breath nor motion, as idle as a painted ship, upon a painted ocean. Okay, gonna have to give in. I think we literally got less than a knot of wind. We're not even filling the cruising chute. We're doing 0.6 knots, and that is just the drift. The needles are going round and round the wind gauges. So I dropped the spinnaker in its sock, brought the sock down, and then dropped the sock onto the deck. It's a bit untidy and a bit messy, but the head of the spinnaker is clipped down to the deck and the tack is still attached, so it couldn't blow away if it suddenly got windy, but chances of that are a bit of a fine thing this morning, I think. Thank you.
So just starting to see some swell coming from the starboard forward quarter. So that's either that there's some wind further away that may be coming this way, or it's wake from a big ship. Could it be wind, Hoy? Might be wind. Well, it certainly is wind, but I've had it for 2 minutes, so I haven't quick eating up unless it stays for more than 2 minutes, because it could easily disappear just as quickly as it's arrived.
That's the big pink flying. We've got 1.9 knots speed over the ground. That's not too bad. It's not great, 5-day ETA, but not too bad. Anyway, we'll get the mainsail up as well. That should give us a little bit of extra boost. Off we go. Not much to report really. The sea is like absolute glass. We're just motoring gently, 1500 revs. Kate's cooking dinner, very similar to last night. Economies of scale and all that. We don't mind having the same thing 2 nights in a row. Quite happy with that. It's not a problem at all. And yeah, just bimbling on. So I mean, apart from any concern about the cost of fuel, I'm not too worried by the noise of the engine. Doesn't bother me. I just like the fuel bills rack up. But it's quite nice just drifting across this sheet of glass, and hopefully, like I say, there'll be some wind tomorrow and we can sail again. But we might end up just motoring through the night if it's just going to be glassy like this. Just tickling along doesn't burn too much fuel. So Kate was just saying it's like being in that movie, The Truman Show, because the sea is just so flat all around. What was it? The movie was about was he was like,
He was living in
It was-
reality, a game show.
yeah, Jim Carrey didn't know it, but he was living inside a game or a reality show. Sorry, and he didn't know it, but his whole life was a set from sort of birth onwards. And then one day he's on the sea on a boat like this, and it's just like flat, calm, as far as the eye can see, and he sails out and he crashes into the edge of his world, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think he does it on purpose, but anyway.
Yeah, he's out. He's beginning to suspect, so he
Yeah.
goes out to see what he can find. And
Yeah.
his-
There's nothing to see. There's no land. There's no nothing. It feels like any direction you was travelling, you wouldn't ever get anywhere. And then we're trying to find the edge of our known world.
It's 8:30 in the evening. Kate's gone to bed. Can't believe this is the end of day 2 of the passage already. Effectively, I mean, I know we only started halfway through yesterday, but this is still the end of day 2. Gone already. So that's quite something. It flies by, even though there's not a lot to do. It's just flown by. I can't believe it. Yeah. So just get ready for the night time. We'll make the instruments go red and dimmer, and we'll switch on the nav lights so that anyone else out here can see us. And the very last rays of light there, some cool sunset dolphin activity. Awesome. So writing up the log, what I like is we log our position on a long passage. When we're offshore we can't see land, we log our position, course and speed every 2 hours. When I was on motorboats it used to be every 2 hours and every change of course or speed, because then you got a good idea where you are, when, etc. But sailboats change their speed all the time, and if you're in wind pilot mode they change their course all the time, so it's not practical. So realistically the compromise is we just log every 2 hours our latitude and longitude, our course over the ground, and our speed through the water. Sorry, our speed over the ground. And that means that if all the electronics failed, bear in mind we've got 2 phones running charting, and iPad running charting, and the plotter here. Now we got all those things, but if they all failed, we do always carry a wide area paper chart. Not particularly detailed, but it covered, like we've got one for the Eastern Med, one for the Western Med, so that at least if everything failed, we've got our latitude and longitude written down, we can plot it on a paper chart, and then we've got half a clue where we are to start trying to sort ourselves out. As I say, the chances of all of our different electronic devices all failing is pretty rare. The only thing that would knock out, well, one thing that would knock out all electronics would be a lightning strike. But even then, you put your phones and things like that in the oven and it acts as a Faraday cage and protects sensitive electronics. Did someone mention lightning? Day 3 dawned as stunning and windless as the previous day, but there were clouds on the horizon. Did those clouds hold some wind, or was it something less welcome?
Lots of lightning now. but it's still about 12 miles away from us. It doesn't appear to be getting any closer, so I'm trying to be brave and watch. There's nothing else I can do, so thunder and lightning. It's about 4 cells I can see, and I've seen some lightning. It's one of the scariest things about being on a boat in the middle of the big blue. It's the only thing sticking up. So I was trying to use some wind. I changed our course to try and use what wind there was to speed us up and also turn us up and away from the thunderstorms. There were 3 and they appeared to be merging into one quite big cell. But I think they're sucking out all the wind, because then what speed I had gained and what wind was there was starting to disappear. And just I was starting to think about going to a gearing up, because I'm quite scared, to be fair. Snails was happening so badly that he's woken up anyway, so we've decided to just head north, off course, as far away as quick as we can, because at each point it was only 4 miles away from us now, and there's 3 separate cells and 1 big one. So yeah, just trying to get away and hope it's not going in this direction.
Using our Raymarine Quantum 2 radar in weather mode, we were plotting waypoints within the storm cells that we could see to attempt to track their motion and then turn 90 degrees away from that track. We did seem to avoid the worst of it, but eventually got caught by the rain band, which also has some useful wind within it. Can't see any lightning. The rain's going to get us anyway. We need to save fuel, so
It's going to become one big homogeneous
blob.
rather than the separateness that it was.
Anything within a 6 mile range we can use the Doppler radar on, which shows us which way it's, whether it's coming towards us or going away. Anything coming towards us is red, anything going away is green. So you can see the big band of rain, the main band of rain is coming towards us, and some of it's already passed over us and going away. So that's why there's red and green. In advance of the rain, we had reefed the mainsail in case of strong squally winds, but as it passed it was time to shake out the reef. I feel like we moan too much. Maybe we do. But come on already. If a nice little bit of wind lasts an hour, 2 tops, flying along, ETA tomorrow, and then it just dies and leaves a swell behind and the sails flapping and flapping and flapping and flapping. On that slightly frustrating note, it's time to end this episode. Join us soon as we finally complete this voyage and arrive into the incredible harbour and town of Bonifacio on Corsica. Thank you all for watching. Please continue to like, comment and subscribe, and as ever a massive thank you to our Patreons who are helping to keep our channel afloat. See you all soon.